Hi,
Happy
I'm Matt.
Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. I've got this cup in here instead of the other one today.
Your
So,
cup o Dr. Pepper. So,
indeed.
you've been playing with a new idea the last couple days, a 48-hour MVP, and it's up, it's running. People can check it out right now, and we're going to talk a little bit about where to spend your time, right? What needs to be perfect? There's an old saying that perfect is the enemy of progress, or perfection is the enemy of progress. And there's places where you can't cut corners or shouldn't cut corners, and there's places that things need to be less than perfect.
hmm
Fair?
Absolutely. Let's start. We'll circle back to that. Let's start from the top. So you and I have been racing like crazy to try and sell high ticket white glove consulting B to B,
Mhm.
businesses, which is what we're doing. We've had some successes, but it's also just been absolutely grueling as far as like the amount of effort. And I'm actually an introvert, so getting up and speaking in front of people and doing that whole thing earlier this year, whew, it took a lot out of me. But sometimes, with some of the stuff, we're getting the fruits of our labors. But at a certain point, you just kind of got to take a breather. And my mind, I love hackathons, I love building stuff, and I wanted to try not just an engineering accomplishment, which was this wasn't a massive engineering accomplishment, but there's some fun math in it. But I also wanted to try my hand at marketing something different, just to try and expand my mind and sell a low ticket B to C. We could do B to B. I was going to say,
Lighthearted,
but
fun, not intense, thing that may bring a little bit of joy versus high ticket, deep tech, massive month involvements.
yep, and still low overhead. Like I mean, I don't know what the marketing expenses are going to be, but after that, the overhead's pennies. It's nothing. They print out. So we created Game Day Bingo,
By
GD
we
Bingo.
mean you, by the way. I'm just I'm
Okay,
I'm just the one that provides feedback on things.
I
You're doing all
appreciate
the
it.
real work.
Fair enough. But gdbingo.com. And what you can do is you can select, that which right now we've only got the Packers in there and whoever they're playing, but you can select your game and it will give you a bingo card you can use to play with your friends. And I realized like I didn't license all the right stuff yet. Listen, if someone starts paying me for it, then we'll figure that out. But until then, but yeah, you just get a bingo card and you get one card if you don't sign up. If you sign up, you get up to 5 cards every week for free, not a dime, that you can play with your friends. If you want more than that, then you start paying. And so that's
Mhm.
kind of how we do it. Don't bother signing up with multiple email addresses. You get the same cards, the same
Mhm.
5 cards for free. Everybody gets the same 5 cards for free, basically. Mathematically, I made it so. But after that, you basically can get a ton of different cards from any you want. I mean, we went up to 250 mainly because if you started printing more than that in one sitting, it kind of locked up. But I can fix that and paginate it. So, something simple. And we're only charging $1 for 5 cards for every 5 cards. So first 5 cards
Mhm.
free, after that $1. That's nothing if you're, having a beer with your friends, a beer costs more than $1. So, you know. Um yeah, so we launched that. And we ran a little bit of ads towards it, but I turned it off for a second. Mainly because the Packers just lost, and Monday morning probably wasn't the best time to try and get people's attention for
Mhm.
this. And so we're targeting both
Here, let me
regular.
try something here real quick. I wonder if I can do this.
I don't know if anybody actually listens to the audio version, but you're going to destroy it.
There
Oh,
we
there's a
go. There
card.
we go.
It's a bingo card.
Yep.
And so it says things like Jordan Love fumbles. Jordan Love makes a pass.
Touchdown pass,
Yeah,
sacks, fourth down stuffs,
yeah.
fourth down conversions, all the things. But this is just, it's a way to just bring a little bit more maybe excitement or camaraderie into whatever football game you're watching. Or this could be
It
football, it could probably be basketball, hockey, baseball, etc.
it helps. Yeah, it gives you if not everybody in the group that you're hanging out with is like super excited about the football of the team, it gives them something else to kind of do while they're there. It gives them a little more engagement. It keeps them occupied, and it gives you some fun stuff to compete against. Have some prizes. Gives your grandkids something to do. Instead of just staring at the boob tube. So yeah.
There's a term I haven't heard in a really long time.
I don't even know. And you were the one, I'll give you credit here, that was like, let's just skip the bells and whistles and just do it paper. I thought
Mhm.
about it for a
Yeah,
while.
you
I'm
were
like, I don't
talking
know.
mo and all these other things. I'm like, nah, just get it done, get it out.
You were absolutely right. So um yeah, we'll see how people react to it, if they want to use it. To your point, I did write a post about, I did cut some corners on this thing, and if you're a rather clever hacker or a script kiddie, you can get some free cards. Now, what I didn't cut corners are the important things. I use Stripe for payments, all that stuff secure. Okay, we're using HTTPS, all that stuff I didn't cut corners on, but that's all pretty standard stuff. And
And the most important thing to keep secure.
we're using best practices on users' emails and all that stuff there. We're not storing passwords or anything like that. It's all hashed up and all that. But I it generates the cards client side. That's the only hint I'll give you. But if you wanted to, copy that code or whatever to generate your own, if you're, that savvy, like I said, even a script kiddie could do it. I said, I don't care. That's fine. Most of the people that are going to use this thing, at least in the initial rush, are going to be people that aren't savvy enough to do that. I mean,
Mm.
it's,
Or
do I want
don't
to pay a
care enough to
dollar
do
or
that. I
waste an
mean, they're
afternoon
saving a couple
hacking it?
bucks.
Yeah.
Yes,
So,
exactly.
I
And it also doesn't cost you, I mean, it may cost you a few dollars in lost income, but it's not as though it's going to cost you anything out of pocket if somebody does that. It's not like they can order some physical items if they get around it that you're going to ship and then realize it haven't been paid for or something like that.
absolutely zero.
Or there's also zero compute. It's not like one of our former projects where we were doing, cute pet pictures. You lose no money on compute resources really either, except maybe fractions of a penny that it took to load the HTML page in
Well, it's
JavaScript.
on the contrary, because I'm running it in their browser. There's no
Well, but they
compute
have to,
there.
I guess my point is they have to download at least
Yeah,
something from your server to their browser, but it's fractions of a penny.
yeah, it's negligible. I waste more on bots, again,
Mm-hmm.
fractions of a penny. So yeah, so that was an interesting one to push out there, and I want to challenge myself, and I don't want to get like whiplash. I got to market all over the place, but we've been so
Mm-hmm.
dead focused on pushing the consulting stuff. It just, sometimes you need to like bring yourself up for air for a second and just be like, okay, I've been staring at this thing for too long. We've been, doing
Mm-hmm.
the same thing for too long. You know, let's try something else, see what we can learn from it, and maybe we can bring that back to the main thing. I don't think this is going to be my retirement project. The project that makes me enough to retire on. But it's going to be something fun. I'll probably play with my family
Mm-hmm.
and have some fun with that, family and friends.
Well, I mean, I mean, almost anywhere in Wisconsin is the heart of Packer country, but you're in a pretty darn loyal part of the state. Take 50 of them down to the local bar and just give them away to people and see how they react to it.
That's what a friend of mine, owns, the local watering hole here, and I'll be talking to them. They're just getting done with their vacation on Thursday. They have to close up because they're just there's like a little mom and pop shop, and they close up for a month and then they reopen. So I'll be bringing them down. I'll print them out and bring them down to them. So I think I was talking to you about this, but if we wanted to reach out to bar owners in various places, we could always print out a handful of these things and just mail them to them. I know you like your mailers,
Mm-hmm.
so
Yep,
yeah,
stuff them in envelopes, put a QR code on there. Here's good for this many credits or something, and see what happens with it.
yeah, slap a time sensitive stamp on it so they actually take a look at it. So
Mm-hmm.
that'd be
And
something
of
worth
any
trying.
zero people watching right now that may watch in the future, tell us what other teams and sports you would love to see in this in, and we could probably turn that around in almost no time.
Yeah, I was thinking actually, I don't know if I was going to get in this release that I'm working on here or the next one, because it is quite Spartan, quite sparse as far as the design. But the next iteration actually is going to spice it up a little bit. But I was thinking I might add in some of the other teams in there.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I've already got their rosters in there, why not just throw in the schedule? So
Oh, you've got all the rosters, or
anybody that's playing the Packers, I got their roster in there right now. I mean, I guess up
and
until
did you manually generate that, or was that a Chat GPT? Give me a JSON structure XYZ.
I use the agent mode to crawl around the web and just extract it and put it into JSON. So like I said, when I vibe coded and like my ass off on this one just to get it up and running. Like, I would never do this with something for a client that had a, major risk in production. This, again, no risk, no one's viewing it. We're into this thing for however much a domain is, a few hours of my time.
$20 a year, $21 a year. Okay.
And a handful of, Reddit ads because I accidentally set the spend a little too high. Got approved. Of course, it gets approved after the game in the middle of the night, or after I'm done looking at my computer. So it ran the Sunday night after the game was already over. People weren't going to print it. I was like, okay, damn it. So, but we'll try again later this week.
Yeah, I saw something on Reddit today. Vibe coding is dead. I'm like, I didn't even think vibe coding was officially alive. I mean, alive to dead within what, 6 months, 8 months, something like that.
And SEO is dead. SEO is back. I mean, I even said that, so it's on me. But yeah, I don't know. Vibe coding is amusing at best. It's like it gets paid per token. It's so verbose with the crap it pumps out, and you're just like, you don't need any of this to accomplish your job, and most of it's actually making this tougher. So it's fascinating. I wonder if they trained it to consume as many tokens as possible to make more money. I don't know.
I was talking to a guy who shall remain nameless at a co-working space that you and I both know that right before I was leaving the States, he's like, listen, I need help because I've got my MVP. It's like 99% ready and I vibe coded and this piece works and this piece works and this piece works and this piece works. He goes, now I just need to connect them all. And that should be easy. I'm like, oh man.
Good luck. That's the thing. Even with like professional developers, one of my clients got brilliant engineers, and I've got to remind them, okay, it's got to connect with all the rest of the system. Let's diagram out how this is going to work because you're over here doing this, he's over here doing that. They're going to have to work together. Like, I obviously, because I created a software to do this, I love my flow charts, my swim lane flow diagrams, network diagrams, and all that stuff. So if you're interested in any of that stuff, it's on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/schematical, but I haven't done videos on those.
Have you tried perhaps uploading one of your swim lane diagrams to some tool?
Yes. So you can export it as Mermaid.js. Mermaid.js is similar to Markdown, right? So Markdown gives a syntax that's just text characters that can be converted into headers, footers. It's pretty much how LLMs almost always are communicating with you. If they're sending you links or putting images and stuff, it's a lot of times it is Markdown. Well, Mermaid.js is a syntax very similar where I can define network diagrams and all those things. And I was thinking about, it's a great way to communicate with these LLMs. They've been trained on it. And so they're good at consuming and pushing that out. So I was trying to figure out ways where I could wire that in with my diagram software and possibly have it communicate or extract things. So
I wonder if you could even upload one of those diagrams and say, build me a skeleton or something that does this in some language.
Absolutely. I mean, your infrastructure. So a great thing to do is go to Amazon Q or whatever you want and say, export my infrastructure as a network diagram in Mermaid.js, and it'll do it. Don't get me wrong. I thought about building a product to do it, but they already have it. So I'm not even, but yeah, visualizing your infrastructure is not always the easiest thing,
Or even, I'm curious if we could take a picture and write the code. Or if I wrote a flow chart, would it write the code? Or, things like that?
You could definitely, yes. You could use it for designing use cases. You could use it for setting scope if you wanted to. Absolutely. I'd advise it. If you're doing something more complex than game day bingo, I've already experimented with feeding by, like, I'll do a diagram, an ERD, feed it into it, and then have it code up, the MC model view control
MVP?
or all that stuff. MCP model view
MVP. Model view
the
control.
ORM.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Too many acronyms.
I know, but yes, absolutely. I strongly suggest people check out Mermaid.js after you check out Game Day Bingo if you are a football fan.
And put a couple tokens into the slot. Get yourself some cards.
Yeah. It's funny because I'm actually like not the biggest football fan. Like I grew up watching the Packers. It's a social endeavor for me, but like I'm not the guy that memorizes all the stats and things like that. So it's you were actually the one that was looking at the plays, and I had another
The squares,
the
yeah.
squares and
I
whatnot.
don't.
And
I exceptionally seldom, and I would say I've never been to a Packers game. I've been to a couple Bears games, like Badgers football, for example. I couldn't tell you the last time I watched a football game on TV, but every couple of years I'll go to a game. Going to a
mhm.
game and being a big fan, two completely different things, in my opinion. I couldn't tell you what the Badgers' record is, except bad. I couldn't tell you anything about the Packers or any NFL team for that matter. I just know that the Badgers and the Colorado Buffaloes are doing really bad this year. I just couldn't tell you their numbers.
Okay, I'd be curious why you knew the Colorado Buffaloes.
Well, I lived in Boulder for a
Oh yeah,
while,
that's right.
and Deion Sanders is out there, and he's just Deion Sanders. So just
Fair enough. Yeah, I'm with you. I got to be doing something with my hands, which is part of the reason. Like I
Mm.
used to, so in high or in college, we'd be watching the games, and they're all just staring at it, and I'm like, I can't just sit here and watch the game. So I'd actually start coding video games of my friends doing stupid crap while we're watching the game. So that was always fun. Definitely coded my buddy Paul, into a game where it was like things were dropping from the sky and you try and catch them with your mouth, like pizza slices and shots and whatnot and Red Bulls. So
Oh,
it was a pretty simple flash game.
okay.
So, yeah, just always screwing with my friends like that. So simple enough to code. Nowadays, you could have it up and running in about 5 minutes. Back in my day, we had
Maybe.
to code it out.
Maybe.
So yeah. So if anybody listening also
Hmm.
has any tips for kind of B2C or like low ticket, entertainment type sales, let us know.
Affiliate.
Yeah,
Hmm.
affiliate stuff. Yeah, let us. I don't know. I'm curious what the demand is for this thing and then how to move it. But yeah, it's
Hmm.
interesting. It's good for me to flex my marketing muscles to try and expand that knowledge as a solo business owner. You've got to do more
Yeah.
than just the tech. You've got to do the
Oh,
sales.
yeah.
You've got to do the marketing. You got
Yeah.
to do the
And
operations.
we've tried marketing many different things over the years,
Hmm.
and some um, have been complete failures. Most have been complete failures on the marketing front, digital marketing. And it's one of the dark arts that neither one of us is particularly skilled at. Now, direct person to person is a different story that I've had good luck with in different venues. But anything digital marketing, if you know the dark arts, let's have a chat.
Sounds good. Yeah, send it our way. Let's see what else we have for today. I think that's probably about it.
Yeah, this is kind of a light one. This is
We're
kind of
gonna
a
keep.
lighthearted one compared to the deep, intense tech or the meltdowns or the other things we generally talk about.
Yeah, I was gonna say there wasn't any big outages, but I woke up this morning and Reddit was down. Azure went out recently, so
Really, Reddit was down for you. It's been working for me today just fine.
it was right around 7. I Yeah, right
Yeah.
around 7.
Okay.
So they got it back up quick enough. So yeah, let's see. Next week, we've
Tell
got
me.
something. I won't tell too much. We've got an exciting video for me to drop. So
Yeah,
um,
yeah, yeah. I know what we're
yeah,
talking about
hopefully
now.
we'll get that going on Monday, and then it'll be on the homepage of the website and everywhere I can put it. You can put it on my tombstone. That video is going everywhere, so I'll be telling you all about that.
Mm-mm-mm.
But
We
we'll
get to
save
know a
that.
lot more about what Matt actually does for his clients. I know we talk about it at a high level, but you'll see it from somebody who's been experiencing it and understand really what differentiates you from pretty much anybody else out there that's doing, any sort of call it tech augmentation in broadly, but that's not quite the right term. I know that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, but we'll save that for next week. Until then, it's gdbingo.com. I'm Matt with schematical.com, cloudwargames.com. And Dominic, thank you for jumping on. Everybody else, we'll talk to you later.
Ciao, all.